Okay. I don't see a point to keep arguing with you. If
I don't see a point either. There's nothing that's going to change your mind because you have been brainwashed by Christianity. So I will see you later, I guess. But no, either way, just please recognize the bigotry within, my friend, okay? The dark passenger, it's there. You need to recognize it, all right?
We all miss the old Hunter.
Okay, I'm glad to listen. If you were a fan of the old Hunter,
I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye, chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye. I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I'm just muting your stream so that it's not echoing. Just a heads up, I do have class at 11 or I guess 12 for you. So
I understand. Yeah, we're probably going to just have like a 15-20 minute conversation. So, long story short, you commented on my Instagram post about the anti-gay Christian, where I was talking about adoption for gay people, and I think you said something like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I didn't use that language, no, but
you said I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay.
What I said was, let me pull it up. I said, no, you made no sense.
Okay. I made no sense. So how did I make no sense in that clip? What were your major contentions with it?
Let me one sec. Well, my biggest issue was, first off, the way you ended that conversation was by calling the kid a bigot just for disagreeing with you, and I don't see here my opinions on homosexual couples being allowed to adopt come from a very similar place to the last guy you were talking with, and it's just as a Christian, I don't believe it's right. And so, like I told you when I was talking to you last night, I just feel like it's really hard to debate someone about that when you have different objective moralities, because you have different faiths, and I'm a Christian and you're agnostic, and so I just feel like that's a difficult thing to debate about. But I just don't think that I think the way you handle that conversation seemed to be a little bit aggressive. Granted, I didn't watch that whole video. I don't know.
Well, I tend to get a little aggressive when I feel that people are making really dumb arguments. But let me break this down. I'll start with one question: do you think anybody's opinion can be bigoted? Do you think there is such a thing as a bigoted opinion?
Sure. I'm for the sake of the argument, yes.
Okay, so obviously then you would concede if somebody said, I'm not against black people, I just think black people should have less rights. That would probably be a bigoted opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is that any different when the person's advocating to restrict gay people's rights?
Because I think arguing or comparing race to sexuality is a completely different topic, and I don't think they're comparable. But I just, like I said, homosexuality is something that as Christians we believe is not natural, and a lot of science does back up that homosexuality is something that, humans were not created to procreate with the same gender. That's not the way that we were made.
Hold on, wait. So you're making two different arguments. Even if I were to grant all of that to you, which by the way that is factually incorrect, but even if I were to just grant all of that to you, that okay, you have religious beliefs, that's not what you believe. How does that justify restricting other people's rights because they don't believe the same thing as you do?
Right, exactly, and that's where I'm saying that I feel like this is a difficult thing to debate, because, you obviously know we live in a country where we have religious freedom, and so it's hard to make a law or to restrict people based off of one religion's opinions and one religion's I guess.
So I understand.
Morals.
Yeah, of course, we're coming from a place of different morality, essentially. But my problem is that your morality is based solely on the Bible and doesn't actually have any good reasoning behind why you are considering it moral. Kind of like the conversation I was having with the last guy. It seems like you're saying, well, because God says so and because God does this thing, that makes it moral.
For me, yes, it does, because that's the way. As a Christian, that's where I get my morality. It's from God. It's from the Bible.
So, do you think there's anything that could convince you, that could be empirically demonstrated, that would show that although you are believing this thing is moral or immoral, that you could just be wrong? Is there anything at all that would convince you of that?
No, No, I'm very firm in my beliefs, so
Okay.
nothing's gonna change my mind. But
Well,
however,
I'll try anyway in a minute. But go
well,
ahead.
my or another thing, to just take it a little bit away from the whole Bible standpoint. My biggest issue with homosexual adoption or homosexual couples adopting is that children are not getting the parent roles that they need to be raised the way that is best for them. It's the same reason why. And I'm not going to say that if you're a single mother or a single father, you need to give up your child. That's terrible. But a single mother or single father is going to have the same like difficulties raising a child as a homosexual couple is. That it's very difficult to give that child the things that a mother gives them, and to give those things, or give that child the things that a father gives them and instills in them.
Why does this? So there are several things you said. I know you don't have a lot of time, so I don't need to get into it super hardcore. But like, first of all, the thing you said before, that being gay is not natural, that is just a lie. There are thousands of animal species that exhibit homosexual and bisexual behavior.
Well, but they can't procreate. You cannot.
It doesn't
procreate.
need to be just about procreating. I don't know why Christians are
It
so
does.
hung
That
up
is-
on this.
well,
And if
but
that
that's
was the
the
case,
point.
then the moral move would be to have sex with everybody and anybody if your ultimate goal is to procreate. But that's not what God commands. God wants us to get married to one person.
Correct.
So how can procreation practically be the right thing to do if God's command is arguably contradictory to the practicality of procreation?
I believe like procreation is, dude, I feel like this is just something that I'm gonna have a difficult time like change. Like I don't see how we're gonna be able to change
But
each
this
other's
is
minds
what
on.
I understand that, but this is
Right.
why I call people like you bigots, right? You understand that is you have a belief system that is not based on anything other than your own faith. You can't even logically and reasonably explain why you hold these beliefs. So the problem is first you say it's not natural. That's not true. We can witness homosexuality in nature. Then you say, well, our purpose is to procreate. That's not true. In nature, animals have sex all the time for social reasons and for bonding reasons. And then you say, well, our goal is to procreate. That's not true, because what God commands us to do doesn't actually follow through with the practical move if we're trying to just spread our seed as much as possible, which would be to sleep around, fuck anybody and everybody to try and get them pregnant. That would be the move. But all of this is contradictory. And this is, again, why I am calling you a bigot now, is because you don't have good justification for your beliefs or any real reasoning. But because you hold these beliefs, you are bludgeoning gay people. You're hurting their ability to adopt children. And I don't understand why.
By allowing, I will say I saw something yesterday that by allowing homosexual couples to adopt, you are harming straight couples who are having trouble adopting as well, and who are actually like cannot have children, and they are having to fight against couples who just are gay and choose to not be straight and completely are able to have children, have the capabilities of having children naturally.
Well, first of all, they're not choosing to be gay. It's not a choice.
All right, yeah.
Second of all, they are wanting to get kids, which then you could argue, well, straight couples adopting are taking away from gay couples who want to adopt. Why is it required that it's a man and a woman raising the child?
My point there was the point that these straight couples who physically cannot have kids are being kept from, or can be kept from having kids, or having to fight gay couples who have the ability to have kids. They have the, like, in their bodies have the ability to procreate, and they are being kept from that by...
Gay people don't have the ability to have kids either, which is why they want to adopt.
They do, because if you have sex with someone of the opposite sex and you are like fertile, then you can have kids. I understand
they can't have kids within their marriage and their relationship. That's like saying because a woman was raped and has significant trauma with the concept of having sex, that she's wrong for adopting, when in reality she could just have sex, right? But She doesn't want to because of previous trauma. You can make that same argument. The problem is that if you're going to stand against gay people adopting on the basis of your faith, you then need to tell me why it's bad for gay people to adopt.
You would hate my response though, because you are not.
Well, I already have
Christian.
hated all your other responses, but you can go ahead and say it anyway.
Well, it's because God says so, because the Bible says so, and you're going to you want to try and tear that apart. Like you tend to try and tear that apart, and
because it's illogical. It's bigoted, dude.
You are not a Christian, so you don't believe that.
No, if my religion told me that I think black people are subhuman, it can be my religion and my faith all day long, but that is bigoted. So when you say gay people shouldn't have, hold on.
Terrible.
This is literally parallel to the same thing that you are arguing right now. So if you say,
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. If you say that gay people are not natural, arguably a perversion according to God, and on that basis, they should not be allowed to adopt, you are harming gay people's ability to live their lives freely, and you're arguably harming kids who want a family who are currently orphaned. Furthermore, you would again need to demonstrate that it's not as ideal for children to be adopted by gay parents as it would be for them to be adopted by straight parents. And you cannot demonstrate that.
Well, but that's what I was trying to say earlier, is that kids who are adopted by gay parents do not have the same parenthood or parent roles that they need to be raised.
They don't need those parent roles. Why do they need those?
Because men and women serve different roles in raising a child. That is a fact. And
of course they serve different roles, but your argument is that they are required to be raised in an environment with those set roles. Why?
Because children are going to develop to the best ability and just the best, they're going to turn out the way that they're going to have both of those sort of examples in their life. They're going to have a mother who is a caretaker, who will teach them the things that a mother can, and they will have a father who is going to be more disciplined and is going to show them how to work and how to work for their family. I'm not saying a mother can't do the same thing, but a father, that is their role. A mother, that is their role, is to be the more soft side, whereas the father is supposed to be.
I mean,
a little
father,
more.
If we were talking two gay parents, two gay men, one parent could absolutely, they could absolutely be softer, and then one parent could be more disciplinary. The problem is that there are countless studies that have been done that show that children who are adopted by gay parents fare just as well, if not better, than kids raised by straight parents. So if that's God's ultimate will, why is that not borne out in the data?
I would love to see the data that says that children who are raised by gay parents are arguably, or in cases, are raised better than straight parents, because I think that is very dependent on how the kind of parents that the straight parents, or the kid who has straight parents, have, and the kind of parents that the kids.
Okay, yeah, here you go. Okay, so there were 79 scholarly studies that met our criteria for adding to knowledge about the well-being of children with gay or lesbian parents. Let's see what they found. Hold on. Taken together, this research forms an overwhelming scholarly consensus based on over 3 decades of peer-reviewed research that having a gay or lesbian parent does not harm children. So this isn't just one little study where they were like, hey, I was raised by a gay parent and I turned out okay, ooh woo. This is decades of research, all peer-reviewed, that found there was no harm done to children adopted by gay people. So this is why, I hate to keep going back to this, but this is why you're being bigoted. You are a bigot. You are one. I'm talking to a bigot right now. Because you are wanting to keep gay people from living and having the same rights as straight people solely on the basis of their identity, even though there's no actual reason for holding that belief. That's it. That's why I say it's a bigot.
No, because... Okay, so to go back, you argued that this is the same as saying that black people shouldn't have the same rights because of
religion.
Such and such. Right. And what I completely disagree with that argument, on the fact of couples adopting a child is not comparable to race, because race is something that is, you are you were born with this, like the color of your skin is something you cannot change. And yeah, we could argue about how if you develop homosexuality or if you're born with it. I don't want to argue that because I just think it's pointless. But
It's not pointless, but go ahead.
Well, but a gay couple cannot have kids on their own. So why should they be raising a kid? And
because this is why, because they can provide a stable home life for a child that currently has no parents. And I don't think the kid should be kept from that. I don't think that kids should be kept from that because some Christian somewhere is a bigot and doesn't want that to happen. That's the main issue here. And also, by the way, you're being gay is anywhere between 8 to 27% genetic. Okay, so gay people who are attracted to the opposite or same sex, have a genetic predisposition to why they are being gay. This is why I bring up the race argument, is because once you realize that fact, all of a sudden your belief is directly analogous to saying black people shouldn't have equal rights because my religion says so. And you would have to bite the bullet that was bigoted. But for some reason, when we're on the conversation about gay people, even though they're born gay and adopting children results in no harm to the child, you're against that because God.
But my religion does not say that black people should not have the same rights.
Your religion has been used throughout history to justify slavery. So you're correct that it doesn't specifically say black people bad, but your Bible does absolutely contain several verses about slaves obeying their masters, which was used.
It does in the Old Testament.
And in the New Testament. Even Jesus said it himself. So that belief system is what justified slavery, for example, also. And this is why I have a problem with you people, is because over and over and over again, you are coming from a place of motivated bigotry. You don't like gay people. You think they're gross and icky. And
I did not say.
You don't have to say that. You don't like gay people, and you're shielding that fact with your religion.
No, that is completely wrong. I love everyone. I just believe it's the biggest thing that Christians believe is you love the sinner and you hate the sin. I believe that.
And believing that being gay is a sin is bigoted. Just like if I said I love black people, lol, but just being black is a sin. That's all. That would be bigoted. You can't argue against that.
I don't believe that though. That's what I'm. I don't understand why that is the argument you keep bringing up when that's something that I do not believe.
It doesn't have to be what you believe. What it is that if you are saying being gay is a sin, and you're now arguing that that's not a bigoted opinion, it's directly analogous to other traits that people are born with. And if you said that thing was a sin, it would be considered bigotry. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying that you said black people are gross or whatever. I'm saying that the belief that gay people...
Well, you did say that I said that gay people are gross, and I didn't say that, or that I believe that, and I
It certainly seems like that's what you believe, but either way, it seems... Yes, you're harping on this idea of the importance of a mom and a dad. There's no data to support that.
Because that's what I believe as a Christian, is that straight couples should be raising children because that is the role of straight couples. I mean,
but that doesn't matter. This is why I say it's bigoted. There's no reason. There's no rationale. It's just my book says so, so therefore good. This is directly analogous to people who said,
I believe, Hunter. That's what my whole point when I was talking to you, when I was DMing you last night, is that this is something that comes from my objective morality that I get from the Bible.
And your objective morality coming from the Bible is wrong. It is objectively wrong. It is not based on any empiricism, and it is stemming only from your feelings and your belief.
From my faith.
From your faith, which is the feeling and the belief that this thing is true, even in the face of contrary evidence. This is the textbook definition of being bigoted, my dude.
I disagree with you.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
Maybe you can just have a little more faith that gay people are bad or something. I don't know what to tell you. At this point, it's just...
You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm following the logical follow-through of your dipshit arguments.
You're making it sound like I hate gay people, and which is not true.
You don't have to hate gay people. Solely having the belief that being gay is a sin is bigoted. That's enough hatred in my book.
So would me saying that I have the belief that having premarital sex is a sin also be bigoted?
No, because
that-
that's not a intrinsic trait of somebody. But if I said being white is a sin, that would be bigoted.
I just feel like I said, I think we disagree on this, and I just don't think that there's.
I know we do,
much-
because I care about empiricism and actually helping children, and you care
Because
about because
you're-
you care about a
only-
3,000-year-old book more
I
so
do.
than any kind of empiricism, even to the point of literally advocating against gay people and claiming that gay people are unnatural and going against God. There's no way we can argue this, because you are in a position where your faith is being used to justify your bigotry.
Okay, I don't see a point to keep arguing with you.
I don't see a point either. There's nothing that's going to change your mind, because you have been brainwashed by Christianity. So I will see you later, I guess. But no, either way, just please recognize the bigotry within, my friend, okay? The dark passenger, it's there. You need to recognize it, all right?
We all miss the old Hunter.
Okay,
I hope you
I'm
come
glad
back
that,
someday.
listen, if you were a fan of the old Hunter, then this is just further proof that my change in politics was 100% the right move, okay? Stop being a bigot. Fuck you.
Well, you're
Block. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified when I drop a new video.